Hey everyone, welcome back to MLworks. In this video, we'll learn how to post on Twitter with the help of browser use and LLM. So the LLM I'll be using is Gemini Flash 2.0. This is the one I'm mentioning. Okay, so this is the model we'll use to post on Twitter, and we'll make use of certain cookies, because since we are using browser use, which will have access to the URL, but then since you are posting something on Twitter, you need to be logged in, and then for that you need to pass in the username and password and those details. So what I'll do is, instead of sending username and password, what I'll do is, since I have already logged in, I will get the details of the cookies and use those cookies and use it in browser use, and that will help us to log in into the Twitter session and then post a tweet. So in this script, okay, let's understand the script first. So in the previous video, let me just mention this as well. In the previous video, what we have done is we used browser use to access Gmail or Google Sheets, and in such scenarios, we instead of just using cookies, what we did is we make use of username, password, and then two-step verification, and you manually enter the second like the code that is passed to your mobile phone, and then you make sure that login is happening, and then you end up going to the Google Sheet, and then you calculate whatever you want to calculate from the sheet, or understand the sheet, whatever reason about the sheet. Okay, you can do that with the help of the same model. So yeah, coming back to this specific video, we'll be posting on Twitter with the help of browser use and Gemini model. So this is the script for this task. Here what we do is, as usual, we'll be importing the packages which are required for completing the task. Key pointers include the agent first, which from the browser use, and then browser profile and browser session. So agent is nothing but which will communicate your LLM with the whatever task you want to complete. Browser profile is whatever the profile that you want to use for the browser that gets created while you are running the script, and what it could be a new profile when you are running the script, or you can use an existing browser profile from Chrome that you can attach it with this specific script as well. Browser session is the session, either you can use the old session from the Chrome, or you can create a new session. That is what browser session is. And then we import an important package called Chat Google Generative AI from LangChain Google Gen AI. So this is the import of important packages, and once that is done, what we do is we load the environment variables using this function. This will load Gemini API key, and it will be used in the runtime. Okay. Now comes the part where you mention the Twitter config, which is the URL where you want to go once the script is running. And you will also mention the model, which is Gemini 2 Flash EXP. And then there is headless, which means I'm keeping it as false. I want to see the browser, that's why I'm keeping it as false. If you keep it true, it will run in the backend. You won't see the visuals. So this is the Chrome path, that is the browser that you want to run. You can send the path of the Chrome package, and the target user is, if you want to post to some specific user, you can give their handle here, and the message that you want to paste it on the whatever the Twitter feed, right? Whatever you want to post, you can post here. So here what we do is, as I said, Chrome path, here we are setting the Twitter config, and I am passing the Chrome stable, this is basically the path that is used by Linux for running Chrome. And then Twitter user is, I am using my own account, so this is my own account. And then message I am going to send is, I am using browser use to post this tweet, and reply URL. And if I want to post it on some others, maybe like some others profile, right? If I want to do that, I can paste that URL also, and headless is equal to false again. Now coming to the create Twitter agent, here we'll be passing out the config and get the agent at the end. So here we'll be declaring our Google Gen AI model details, what is the temperature and max completion tokens, and the environment, that is the environment key, which is the Gemini API key. We'll create our LLM object. Now we are using the browser profile. So in the browser profile, if you see, I'm using cookies file. This contains my existing cookie for the specific Twitter profile I have, right, which I'm running right now. It is already logged in. So those details are present here. Now browser session is default session I want to use, so I'll be keeping it like this. And the headless is again false. Executable path is, which I get it from here, which is this one, user bin Google Chrome stable. This is the executable path. Now here if you see, we'll pass this browser profile to browser session. Next, we create the agent. Now if you notice, I have another variable which is full message, and I get the message from here. This is one thing you can do. Otherwise, you can ask the LLM to generate a message for you to post. Now how that will happen? So you want to understand this specific code here. So what I want to do is, I want to navigate to Twitter and create a post, and here are the specific steps. So it has to go to the base URL, which is x.com/home. It has to go there and then see the text field at the top of the page that contains what's happening. So it has to identify the specific text input field, and it has to click on the text input field which contains the placeholder. It has to click that. Next, once it is able to click that specific input field, it has to drop a message. So here I am giving type 1 factual message on machine learning jargon. So the model itself will generate one specific machine learning jargon and post it in the Twitter. Otherwise, what I can do is, instead of doing this, I can also add a message, full message, which is mentioned here, right? It can take this one and post it. This is your custom message that you can send, or the model will generate one machine learning jargon and it will post it in the Twitter feed. Next, once it has typed those specific jargon, then you have to find and click the post button, which is present there at the bottom left. And to give much more specific information in the back end, that specific button will have this ID, which is tweet button. You can specify that also if required. If it is not working, if it is not able to click that post button, then you can specify these details as well. And then you also mention that you should not click the plus button, which will add another tweet. Now there are some notes for the LLM also that we write it here, that it has to wait for the whole page to be loaded, so it doesn't keep on clicking somewhere else. Okay, so that is one point. Make sure the message is typed exactly as shown. So I'll modify this one. Make sure the message is typed. It's not required because I'm asking it to generate the same on factual message on machine learning jargon, so I don't have to give this. If I'm passing this one, then I can add that specific instruction as well. Verify the post button is clickable before clicking. So it has to verify that this button is able to click or not. Okay, and then do not click on plus button, which is the same warning that we give here as well. Now then we pass LLM, then we enable the memory as false. We don't want to store anything. And then browser session, which is we created here. So this is the whole code, and the most important point is the specific task that you write here. Next, what we do is, since this is the function, we call this function in main function and pass in the Twitter config and create an agent, then wait for the agent to run. Wait. Okay. So this is where we call the main function. Now let me run this. So here it will spin up a browser. So this is the logo for browser use, and then it went to the specific page, my home page of my Twitter account. Then it is looking for the what's happening here, and it will start typing. Machine learning models can suffer from overfitting if they are too complex related to the amount of training data available. So that makes sense. So it has posted it. The post was sent view. So that's it. It is done. Okay. So if you see here, if I go here, right, the first step one, Evaluating the page with 0 interactive elements on. So this is the blank page when there was this logo was floating around. Then I have successfully started the browser now to navigate to the specific URL. Then it goes to this specific Twitter account. The next goal is to navigate and navigated. So it has done that action. This is a step 2. Now it has identified 120 interactive elements. Next is it has successfully navigated to this one, and next goal is click on the text input field labeled as what's happening. Now once that is done, it is, let me just move it up. So this is the one I talked about. Step 2 done. Step 3, this is evaluating the page with 281 interactive elements. And then next goal, if you see here, next goal, type a factual question on machine learning jargon. So the input machine learning models can suffer from. So this is the controller. So if you see here, this agent was there. There is something called as controller. These are certain default custom functions or some base functions that is available with browser use. Okay, so that will take care of this specific task. But if you want to do some other activities, right, you can have your custom functions that can be used to write whatever you want to do. Okay, so here the controller takes in and comes in and it tries to write this message. Then once that is done, you can see here, click the button post, and then next goal was complete the task. It's done. So task completed successfully. Successfully navigated to Twitter, typed a message on machine learning jargon, clicked the post button. So yeah, so it has done everything as expected. So that is a successful task completion with the help of browser use. So this has some wide range of applications. Consider, right, if you want to post on different social media platforms, you can just keep giving different URLs and just type in one message. You can just hit 5 different URLs at the same time and it will go ahead and just publish the message. Only thing is you have to ensure there is a certain kind of guardrail is present such that it is not typing something gibberish. So yeah, we are at the end of the video. Thank you for watching.